Welcome back, folks. Sorry for the prolonged break there. And we had to wait for Crap to come back from his latest explosion. How's the third house going?
In the process of being built.
Lovely. I decided to bring out this growler of alcohol that I got today, and it's not distasteful. Not what I'm used to, but it's not distasteful. Anyway. So, Zacharia. You pretty much read everything you need to know from this diary. While Vadim and Gannon are trying to put their heads together in order to figure out a way through this terminal. You do notice one thing, though. You're not invisible or anything, but these guys don't pay attention to you. The guys in the hoods. And you remembered.
Okay, then.
And you actually remembered. These guys are specifically bred to be blind.
Oh. Yeah, it's a terrible existence.
Vadim,
Where
here's
did
those.
Vadim and Gannon go?
Do you have survival?
I have it as a skill, yes.
You can go ahead and roll perception.
That too.
Okay, that's one that I have a couple of ranks in.
Yeah, you've only played 3.5 and all that shit, and you gotta agree. Perception was a good idea.
Yeah. I put the max amount of ranks I could, which is only a 5.
Ah, good boy. You actually read.
Yep. 14. Ah.
You hear slight cursing coming from that direction.
Got it. I go there.
You find the black door. It's open an inch. You see them arguing inside.
Hey guys, how's it going? Is what I say as I walk in. Are you guys trying to get into that terminal? I have a password that allows you to get into any of them.
Keep it down.
Yes, put it in.
Okay.
As Vadim checks the door.
Yeah. Did that seem to alert anybody?
Not really. They seem to just be busy taking a book out, moving to another part of the library, and putting the book back in.
Yeah, those Saurian guys are bred to be blind and I believe dumb, is my current theory. I know about the blind bit.
Vadim
But
just looks
here
at
you go.
Gannon behind Zachariah's back and just makes motions like, fucker.
And there you go. You should be able to bypass everything. I've entered the code.
Vadim takes another look.
Oh, hey, Vadim.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're seeing them in the same room, you're able to put 2 and 2 together. The cheekbones, the nose bridge, the eyes.
Vadim leans in closely, taking a look at Zachariah. Kind of leaning back and forth to see from different angles. Huh.
You actually see the little girl spirit hug onto his leg with a big, happy smile.
Zachariah sees Vadim lean back a little bit and kind of rub the lower half of his face as he looks down at his feet. Huh.
1 sec, folks.
There we go.
Okay. So yeah, what you missed was the little girl spirit hugged onto Zachariah's leg.
And am I aware she's my daughter?
But you don't
You
see her.
can't see her.
You're not even aware
Oh,
that
yeah.
she's there right now.
Yeah.
Vadim is still leaning back and forth, getting a closer look at you and looking down at the ground by your feet, and then looking back up at you.
What are you doing?
I'm not even questioning it.
So, you had an illicit relationship with the Emperor's daughter of this place.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm aware she birthed a child.
yes, she did.
Okay, I'm not sure how you know that. What's going on?
I need to show you something. It's not going to be easy for you to look at.
Okay.
Brace yourself.
Vadim walks over to.
Now, I'm just going to state this for those who have probably already started screaming it in their heads. Too bad Douglas isn't here. I mean, a month has passed.
Yeah. Yeah. Vadim stops in front of one of the,
Corpses.
for lack of a better term, former beings.
Ex-people.
Okay, what am I looking at?
Look closer.
Is that?
Zachariah, throughout your entire family line, every single member of your bloodline has had a certain birthmark on the back of their neck, along the spinal cord. You instantly recognize that birthmark.
No. No, no, no. 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 No!
And we're going to say this is a crime of passion as he rips her out of the machine.
Well, that's one way to get her
What?
down.
What? What?
Vadim, you notice that no alarms are tripped.
Well, that answers that question. There's something else I need to tell you.
What? What else?
I am
She, like,
by
from what you're able to see, the little girl is currently piggybacking on his back.
virtue of the gifts that I've had in my life, what some would call a medium of sorts. I can't channel. Well, it's happened a time or two, I guess. Yeah, I think I can. I see spirits.
And? What is this?
Hers is currently
She-
riding your shoulders.
And he reaches back, trying to feel her.
Unfortunately, she's not capable of speaking to me. Although, now that you've so elegantly disconnected her from this abomination,
For a lack of a better term.
Vadim falls silent again and tries to reach out his mind.
Will save. Never before in your life have you felt a soul, a spirit, specter, wraith, anything that you've touched with as much pain, misery, and downright determination to live as what you're feeling now.
Vadim actually collapses back against the wall a little bit.
Gannon,
Hmm.
I want you to make, since you seem to be the guru of health around here. Hey, you rolled an nat 20 on a heal check.
Oh, God, my head. Ow.
Not today.
You can, like, you decide to examine the body. And you're looking it over. The body still has eyes. There is no tongue. That looks to have been cut out a long time ago. And that's odd. No, don't Darth Malak her. Again, I played through that game. No, I saw that part. That was fucking awesome, but at the same time, freaky as hell. But Gannon?
Hmm.
As you're feeling her neck, you feel a thump.
What's that?
Thump.
What's what?
It's very low. It's spread out. But you take off your, you check again. You check another area. You're 100% sure you feel a pulse.
How's that possible?
How's what possible?
Somehow, this girl is still alive.
What?
I can feel a pulse. It's extremely faint and extremely drawn out, but it's there.
Can you help her? Can you help her get better?
How do you suggest I do that?
I don't know. I don't know what you have.
Vadim,
Mm.
you actually hear a loud smack.
Ow.
No, it's like a not a smack across your face. You seem to be the only one who hears it. You look up and you see the little girl swatting the terminal.
Something to do with Vadim, without finishing that sentence, makes his way quickly over to the terminal.
All right. You see multiple things. Migration, slaves. Like, you see multiple different queries that you could type in. Pretty much ask it, and you shall receive.
Let's start from the top, migration.
Okay. Migration. Terminology used by the Sephiroth Dwarven people in order to institute the transcendence of their race. Where they first decided to do it upon their slaves. Well, actually, this is going to be like in a first person type thing. We have decided to test it upon our slaves first. We chose a few of our more hardier candidates, as well as a few of our weaker, frailer people. You see a few pictures there. One of them actually draws your eye as the maid that helped you. He was listed as frail. And they're just look like it goes on saying that the experiment, as few of the pictures begin to get X'd out. Those are the ones that expired. Most of them were hardy. It appears that the only ones who are able to go through with the migration are those of a high magical caliber within their soul. Bards, sorcerers, wizards, those type of things. The ones that we got from barbarian tribes, they really don't have a grasp upon their soul other than rage. Fighters are less likely to get transferred as well. And it goes on, yada yada. Apparently, the only ones who can transcend are those with magical capabilities. But from what you read, this head scientist is not telling the king that. Would you like to type in the king?
Yes.
It's a basic character sheet layout, and the king himself does not have any magical properties whatsoever.
Well, he's a dwarf. Most dwarves don't.
Let's take a look at the scientist.
The scientist is a wizard.
Mm-hmm. Was a usurpation.
Well, you're looking closer at it, and the dates where he actually started wizard training match up to the dates of the first migration test.
Mm-hmm. It's starting to make more sense.
You look and you find something labeled Soul Core.
Now let's take a look at that.
The Soul Core, where those with exceptional magical talent, we are not going to send them through migration, as with some of the earlier models that we have done, have shown that they require some form of power supply. These people with high magical talent, we are going to go ahead and hook them up to this one core that is basically just a giant crystal, yada yada, where it stores their latent energies, their latent mana. You're looking through the list and you see one name, Zacharia.
Take a look at that name.
Lo and behold, it seems to be a little girl. Princess Zacharia, daughter of late Queen Abigail. Father, currently incarcerated. Looks to be a half-dwarf, taking more after the father than the mother. From what you're looking at, this little girl was a really powerful sorceress.
It makes sense since her spirit's been able to stick around this long.
No, you're surprised about one thing. The age that's listed here is that of a 5-year-old girl. And you're looking at it, and it seems like she's, by standards, by the time she was hooked up to this machine, was a 9th level sorceress.
Wow.
Why?
What can we say? Apparently, like, Zacharia was around level 30 by the time he, like, when he impregnated Abigail with this girl. She has a lot of his magical talent in her.
She's. I've never heard of anything like that. It's like she's put herself into some kind of suspended animation and still discorporated herself.
Is that even... Well, she's obviously shown that it's possible, but I mean...
I've never heard of anything like it.
Would even an Archmage or something be able to do that?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
But
Nah.
You would really only need an astral form spell.
Now, the part that really gets Vadim's goat on this is the fact that she's 5.
Yeah.
Like, she has to be a magical prodigy to do this. And that makes you look at Zacharia kind of and go and like wonder if she inherited it
What
from
the
him.
Fuck is he?
He is the reincarnation of Tandem the Spoonie.
God damn it.
Another reference I don't get.
You are sad.
Vadim begins looking for records as to what would happen if this thing were shut down.
You actually find one representation by the head scientist. And it sends a shiver down your spine. This is rare for you.
Exceedingly.
As he himself transcended in the migration, not into a gold body. He went into an adamantian body.
Oh, good sir, I have a cane just waiting to meet you.
Yeah.
The odd thing is, he lists glitches within himself that he's not seeing in other models.
Okay.
The fact that he requires 20 times the amount of power that they require. Which makes sense. Adamantium's not that good of a energy conduit, whereas gold...
Right.
Yeah, it's not. Gold's far better.
To which he tried an experiment to transfer a soul from one body to another in the migration. No can do. You're permanently stuck in your body. Cursing, a lot of cursing. He states that he took each and every single powerful magical being that he could find and hook them up into this generator to where he can have immortality. You actually have a list of every single person. And, yeah, they're like level 20s, 30s, 15s. But they're old. Again, the most jaw-dropping is the girl.
Yeah.
There's a name you actually recognize.
Oh.
What's Vadim's last name?
I don't think he really knows. I didn't really set one.
Okay. Well,
Shadowman.
Nah.
No.
You actually feel as if you know this name. It's odd to you. You know this name. You just can't place where you know this name. Do you decide to click it?
Yes.
I'm going to need you to make an intelligence check.
So I'm running slightly low on inspiration, but I'm going to use it anyway.
For all intents and purposes, this woman was your grandmother. Plus a few greats, mind you. It's just that I'm not going to list off 2 millennia worth of great.
Gannon and Zacharia.
Nah, Vadim?
Hmm?
The one thing you notice a lot, though, is her smile.
It's dream scars.
Nah. It is possibly the most heartwarming thing you've ever seen in your entire life. It actually puts you at ease. Looking at it, though, you notice that she has expired.
Is there anything else that looks useful that I could get out of this machine?
Few tidbits here and there. Like, just a map of the entire area that you can like have to your memory and everything like that.
Yeah, Vadim
A few well-placed treasure vaults here and there.
Vadim takes mental snapshots of all of those.
Yeah, pretty much you just know the complex and what's in each and every single treasure vault.
As he's scanning,
You have an itemized list.
as he is scanning the last of that, from the time he saw that information, Gannon and Zacharia, are they looking at him? Are they keeping an eye on what he's doing?
I am.
Okay.
Zacharia is still trying to figure out whether or not he can help his daughter out more in order to keep her continue breathing.
Yeah, you
Having a
probably
pulse.
would recognize these signs anyway. Gannon, you are seeing Vadim's face slowly go more and more blank and dead. And his fists are beginning to clench tighter. His knuckles are beyond white.
Zacharia,
Mm-hmm.
Raggy volunteers in order to hold on to your daughter for you and watch over her.
I thank him. Then I'm going to slowly get up and walk towards the crystal, muttering under my breath, making certain hand movements.
Don't.
As you're getting closer, you'd see out of the corner of your eye, the tighter Vadim's fists are getting, the more they're slightly beginning to shake more and more. And the glow behind his goggles is slowly getting brighter.
Oh yeah, roll your color die today.
What was it for that?
Didn't you roll like a D8 or something?
I think maybe. Yeah, that'll work.
Red. Pure crimson red.
Well, Gannon's going to see this, see his fists starting to shake, and he's going to try and put 2 and 2 together and think that Vadim is starting to slip away on him.
No. From what I can, like... Vadim and Dreamscar, they're not exactly separating right now. Not, if anything, he currently has 2 pilots. So for the remainder of right now, Vic, use both your character sheets at the same time.
Vadim lays a hand against the screen of this terminal. And
It does tell you where her body is, by the way.
Okay, he makes note of that. Actually, he doesn't lay it exactly against the screen. His hand is hovering about an inch off of it. And then, in a blur, it clenches into a fist. You see fire engulf it, and he 1-inch punches through the terminal.
I expected that.
And
By the way, you read one thing.
mhm.
It really would not take much in order to break this crystal. Then you look up and notice Zacharia walking towards the crystal.
Oh, he can
Is
have
there-
the crystal. Vadim and Dreamscar are focused on this terminal and just thinking about what they are going to do when they leave this room.
Hey, Vadim, do you read anything bad about destroying this crystal?
From what Vadim was able to garner, even if it's destroyed, the gold people, even the ones that are currently enslaved, would be able to live for at least another millennium. The head scientist, on the other hand,
Was there anything in there about other control rooms like this?
yes, there is
Okay.
there is the slave quarters. You have that marked in your memory.
Okay.
You actually tried to see if you can unenslave the people, but it stated you have to go to the slave quarters in order to do this option.
All right. Vadim is going to look at Zacharia with his fist still buried in the terminal and basically relay this information to him. The strange thing about it is Zacharia is hearing Vadim speak in two voices.
This is new.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that's a shadow person thing. But
No.
alright, if
Well,
I can
this
destroy
is-
it.
Well, here's the thing. He's going to assume it's a shadow person thing because he doesn't know you and he's never met a shadow person.
And then
So-
Vadim sets off a fireball inside the terminal.
Now,
Nice spell. Wish I remembered how to cast that one. Someday.
Are you all there, Vadim, or is this the other guy?
We are one.
we are
And
Legion.
Vadim walks away.
We are Legion. We are many.
Vadim is going to walk to where the body of his ancestor is.
You're able to find her. She looks good.
He's going to take her body down and ask that Raggy carry it for now until he can give it a proper burial.
He does.
With
Yeah,
that,
you scored.
By the way,
Vadim-
you try to use a spell on the crystal and it fizzles as it goes near it. The thing's a conduit of magical energy. You want to know what you need to do? Take that lovely
Hit it.
little broadsword of yours and like,
Does that hit?
dude, you could have rolled a 1 and I would have told you hit.
Okay.
Stationary target with no defenses. It's called coup de grace.
And don't even bother rolling damage. It shatters. And do you know where all of that residual magical energy seems to go?
Into Vadim.
Oh,
Because fuck
God, no.
you.
I'm not giving Vadim that much magical energy. Are you insane?
What's
Now,
it going into?
70% of the magical energy dissipates into the air, as if the souls are finally free and they're able to move on to the afterlife. 20% of the magical energy goes into your daughter.
Damn, that's a lot of power.
10%, the remaining 10% goes into your sword.
You have Soul Reaver.
Legacy of Cain.
It pretty much... Your sword transforms into something of amalgamation of magic energy and steel. And... yeah, you feel as if you hit something with this thing, it's gonna hurt like a bitch. Again, you wanna try it?
Sure.
Oh no, that was
You're
a
not
joke.
trying it on me.
That was a joke to Gannon. Because, you know, he hit you with his Tetsubo, it's just like, hey Gannon, return the favor.
Yeah, dude.
Called a receipt.
I want a receipt.
No, it's called a receipt. It's a pro wrestling boys term.
Oh, okay. By the way, you both, like, after destroying the crystal, you both notice something. Where's Vadim?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
You guys turned your eyes away from Vadim.
Gotta find him.
Let's go.
Follow the
I've got some
screaming.
people to kill.
Oh, yeah, you hear the screaming. He
Well,
leaves the
then I'll-
Saurians alone. He leaves anyone with a slave collar alone. If he's so... I'm pretty sure if he sees so much as any dwarven entity without a slave collar... yeah, you can skip the survival check. You can follow the screams. And the running people. Any dwarven entity that doesn't have a collar is more than likely getting pimp slapped. Or blown up with a fireball.
Or you know how gold is a very malleable metal?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. If you've ever seen a gold nugget torn in half,
Huh.
there's a few of those laying around.
And he's not even bothering to pick them up.
No. That's
Vadim?
that's for the aftermath.
Yeah. I was going to say Vadim is officially pissed.
Zacharia joins in the carnage.
Now I feel left out.
I know, you don't really have a reason to stay up right now.
Yep.
Oh, wait. You're you. You don't need a fucking reason.
You're right.
Zacharia, you notice Gannon turned into a demon. A demon dragon behemoth.
Talk about it later. Let's file that under the weird shit that happened with this new millennium.
Another
Hey, a
thing.
dwarf.
Another thing that you're noticing every time you catch a glimpse of Vadim right now, this is something that I'm going to kind of add in, is that there almost seems to be, when he's moving, there's him, and then there is a shadowy red after image mirroring his moves.
Pretty much, yeah.
File it under shadow people. Kill, kill, kill. Burn alive. Acid arrow.
Yeah, you guys are, like... You have just reached the area where it's not really servants that you're going up against. It's more along the lines of those that are sworn to protect the ones that Vadim is ripping into pieces. And you also notice one thing, Zacharia. Whenever you
What?
hit something with this sword, they explode. Like you
Soul Reaver didn't do that.
Like, you slash them, and just the cut you made seems to fill with residual magical energy from within the area and the person themselves, and it just explodes outwardly. To which, to those that actually have spellcraft, it launches magic missiles out as well in a cluster.
Oh,
So
that's fun.
So not only is it exploding them into pieces, it's also launching magic missiles everywhere. This sword is now Force Reaver. Hey, magic missile's a force spell.
I know.
It is.
You also don't remember casting shield upon yourself. But whenever someone attacks you, a shield appears out of nowhere.
Holy shit, this sword is amazing. I'm still running off of mage armor also.
There's also another thing. You notice a platoon of people coming down at you guys from the hallway? And that's when you're like, oh shit, and the sword's tip goes into the ground? Hey Vic, you play Overwatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reinhardt.
Yep.
Big giant force wall appears.
Hammer down!
They
Holy
crash
shit.
into it, and you actually can malleate the force wall yourself into whatever you wish.
Well, let's add spikes, then charge it forward.
Yeah, Vadim Scar.
Yes.
You do notice this force wall going and doing a lot of damage.
Not acceptable.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful form of carnage that you nearly walk past the servants' quarters.
Vadim stops and makes his way inside.
A lot of cowering gold people. Oh, you also find the maid.
I'm not the one. Oh, no. Hold on. We are not the ones you need to fear. We are the ones who are going to set you free.
They're trembling.
Was this where the other control room was?
Yes.
Vadim makes his way to it.
And yeah, CD, I'll draw you out the sword once the session's over with.
Alright.
We're just going to where you guys are just doing pure carnage. You see the giant Gannon just like stomping on things and like smacking them with his Tetsubo into walls. And fire breathing. Can't forget the fire breathing.
I'll be right back. Sorry. I don't think I'll be needed.
But yeah, Vadim, you do note that this is the area with the other terminal.
Oh yeah, that's getting shut the fuck down right now.
All right, you do remember the passcode that he used. You go through, and you learn a few other things.
Okay.
That the servants are being controlled through magical means. This was not added originally. There were 2 slave rebellions before this, to which afterwards they branded the collars into their necks to remind them that they are being owned. But you are able to release the magical seals from this terminal.
All right.
You also note that the king was unable to migrate. Obviously.
Yeah, because he had no magical capability.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's getting shut down and the terminal is getting shattered.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as the collars are deactivated, they're not trembling at you anymore. They actually come up around you, and they're armed. You have a golden army.
I'm back.
Vadim is now Hellboy.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
He looks at them and says, "And now you take your revenge."
Now, do you wish to take care of the adamantium asshole, or... Because they're going to go after the golden saints that do not have the collar marks on their necks. They're not really going to go after the adamantium guy because he will literally kill them.
I believe we should go and have a happy little chat with him.
Yeah, we should.
I like it.
So, you make your way through here. It's a rather posh area. Velvet, and it like this looks to be the richest area you've seen in the entire place. And judging from the map you looked at, all 10 of the magic vaults are within this area. This guy's been hoarding everything for himself. A little tinge of racism appears in your mind's eye state. You're a dwarf.
Yeah, well. Anything with chaotic neutral and chaotic evil at the same time. Yeah, that's bound to come out at some point.